Hey guys, this is That Web Guy, and today I'm going to give you an extremely beginner opening to web design. Today I'm just going to talk about HTML and all the extremely basic tags. I mean, this is like if you've never coded before, or if you've tried and you didn't really know what was going on. So, first of all, I suggest you want to get some kind of nice text editor or Adobe Dreamweaver. I'm using Dreamweaver right now, but I also use Notepad++ a lot because that's a really good text editor. It sets colors along with all of the HTML tags and functions that you'll use. So, definitely either get Notepad++ if you can afford Dreamweaver. But anyways, once you open your document, if you're in Notepad++, you're not going to have any of this. You're going to have to go ahead and find a source for this. You can Google it, just type in like basic HTML layout, or I'll probably have a link to this somewhere in the description, so go ahead and check out there. If you are using Dreamweaver, however, you're just going to go to File, New, and choose HTML, and this is what you'll pop up with. So I'm going to explain to you what all is happening here. The doc type at the top, that's really it just telling itself what kind of document it is, what version of HTML you're using, and stuff like that. You don't need to worry about that at the top. Just ignore that completely if you don't know what's going on. After that, you're going to have the HTML tag opening. This is the document setting itself as an HTML document. If that's not there, it's not going to display through HTML language. So you need to make sure that the HTML tag is there. Right after your HTML tag, you're going to have a head tag. This tag right here is going to be the place that you're going to put things like the title. You're going to put scripts in there. You're going to put functions. It's a place for everything that's not displayed directly on the web page, but it affects everything that is displayed. Now after that, you're going to see the body tag. The body tag is where all of your text is going to go, where your images are go. This is everything that's visual and how that's directly controlled. This is where you'll type your information in, where you'll add images, everything that's just the extreme basics. And then you'll also see after you add one of the tags like HTML, you want your HTML tag to go throughout your entire document. So that's not going to end until the very end. And you'll also notice every tag is contained in these little carets. Those are the document separating those as tags rather than just normal text. So every time you're going to type in a new tag, you're going to make sure you have those two carets starting and ending it. And then at the end of that tag, you're going to make sure you do a caret and then a slash, a forward slash, and then the name of that tag again and close it. And that's telling you that it's the end of that tag. So you can see this whole section here is the head, the entire document's in HTML, and this section here is just the body. So now I'll go over some of the most basic HTML commands. So one of the first ones you'll automatically have it if you're using Dreamweaver is the title command. This is going to be inside your head, and basically what this is it's just something that'll you type it in, and it's at the top of your web page. So you can see I typed in tutorial here. I'm going to go ahead and make a new site for this. I name everything always rar. Go ahead and name that index like I usually do. And then look, if I open that up in Chrome, you're going to see here at the top it says Banta Tutorial. So that's what the title is. It's the little thing at the top of the web page that tells you what it is really. I'm sorry guys if I sound a little weird or out of breath. I'm kind of tired right now and I don't really know why. But anyways, other than that, once you get into your body, now you never want to really just type. You never want to just you can see down here that is going to work, but it's a very unorganized way of controlling what you're doing. So really, anytime you want to start a new body of text, start it out with a p tag and make sure you end that p tag afterwards. That's a paragraph. So, oh, excuse me. That's just the HTML page telling itself that there is a body of text there. It's a paragraph, and your web page will know that. So you can see it's rar, and it may seem like it's pointless because you don't have to have it, but trust me, once you're creating full pages, simple things like that just help you keep track of what you're doing and what you haven't done. Let's see. Other than simple paragraph tags, there's also things like line breaks. So you can see right here, if I typed rar and then hit enter and then typed rrr, that's not going to go down a line like it did in my code. That's because HTML doesn't recognize that there's a space there. It just thinks that you kept typing but put one little space. HTML will recognize one space, so you can see there is one space in my text. You can see there's like a space bar. It can only recognize one space at a time, so it won't skip whole lines. Now, if I did want this to go down to the next line, at the end of the first, I'm going to type in BR, and that's a line break. So that means that you're ending that line and going to the next. And you can see now my RRR is on the next line. So that's how you're going to go ahead and skip down a line. Now, say I wanted a big line separating those two. You can do that with the HR tag, and that's horizontal rule, and that'll create this big line that kind of goes across. Let's go ahead and pull that up in here. And you can see that's just a long line that kind of separates the two sections, and that's kind of useful if you're typing a big wall of text and you don't want it to seem that way. You can separate it out like that and make it look nice. And back to Dreamweaver. Other than those, say I wanted this R or this RAR part bolded. Now there's a couple options you have here. You could simply just do a bold tag, which is just B, and you can see that'll just bold the text a little bit, make it a little larger. You can also use head tags. Heading tags? Yeah, heading tags. And those are like this. They're going to do like H1 is the largest heading tag you can have. It's pretty big, so you can see that's a really large one. There's also H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. I'm going to go ahead and type all of those up in a document, so I'll be back in a second when I've done that. Okay guys, as you can see here, I've just typed out each of the, I put a heading tag around each of the numbers so that you can see, and I don't know how I managed to fail at counting so hard, but this is 5 and this is 6. So now let's go ahead and open that back up in Chrome, and it opened on the wrong side. You can see here, H1 is the largest, H6 is the smallest, and it's even a little bit smaller than normal text, and that's just the way they divide. And they also include those huge kind of spaces, which is the one thing I don't really like about heading tags, but you can get rid of those later with CSS. I'm not going to go over that in this tutorial, but later on I will eventually teach you how to smooth out the margins in between heading tags. So let's see, other than heading tags, stuff like that, you can also do something like insert an image. So if I wanted to insert an image into my body, I would go ahead and type img in a tag, then src, and that means source. So then you're going to put an equal sign and a parentheses. I mean, not parentheses, quotation marks. You're going to see that kind of syntax with a ton of tags. It's going to be that same kind of equals and then two quotes, and then in between you're going to put what you want. So I'm just going to go and find a quick image. I'll just Google something real quick on the other screen. So here's just the first image that popped up when I typed in web. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and paste in the link. Now obviously if you were doing your own website, you'd want to save these to your directory somewhere, like in an images folder, but I'm not doing that for this. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that in as the source, and then you can see if we go ahead and preview this in Chrome, you will have your image right there. And you can change the size of that, but I'll probably do a detailed images tutorial later on, just like everything else. This is just covering the bare basics of what you're going to need to know for HTML. So let's see, other than images, headings, let's go with lists. So I'm going to show you how to create a list, and then I'll probably cut it off after that. So if you want to create a list, there's two types of lists. You can have an ordered list or an unordered list. Now, those are going to be like, oh gosh, well, you can experiment with them and you'll find out. So I'm just going to do an ordered list, which is OL. So that'll start my list. Now for every list item I'm going to add, I'm going to have to put an LI tag, and then blah, 1. And then you're going to see I'm going to do /li, then li for the next one, then blah, 2, then /li, then li, blah, you guessed it, 4. But you're just going to do that for each list, and you'll see they come out bulleted. That's what an ordered list is going to do. It's going to give you bulleted points. Now, say I didn't want bullets. Say I wanted something like Roman numerals. Back here at the top where the OL is, you can do OL type, and then equals, quote, I. And that's going to allow you to have Roman numerals. That did not show up. 1 second. Oh, here we go. It showed up on my webpage. It's not in Dreamweaver. Sometimes Dreamweaver's preview isn't accurate. But you can see here, now those come up in a list with Roman numerals. There's a couple other shapes you can use, such as, well, actually, you're going to have to do these like this. Take out the type from your ordered list and go to li and then type equals, and I'll do a disk. I'll do one that's a circle. I'll do one that's a square. So let's just go ahead and add that square, and then I'll show you what those do. So that's going to take those shapes, and it's going to make my bullet points those different shapes. And there's a bunch of different ones of those that you can use in your list. So you can have many different kinds of bullet points to fit whatever you're trying to do with your web page. But guys, this has been a basic HTML tutorial. I'll go more in depth in another one. I'll have whole tutorials on images, lists, div classes, containers, everything you're going to need to know, CSS, JavaScript, everything. So just go ahead and subscribe, give me a comment, tell me what you think of it. More videos coming, guys. Thanks for watching.